All right, well, joining us now is Brendon. Brendon is the CEO of realestate.co.nz. Brendon, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. I think everybody's going to be familiar with realestate.co.nz, and obviously then we're going to be talking about online and online reach. Maybe if we start with traffic, if I can call it that, what's the traffic you're now seeing? Where are people coming from that are paying attention to our New Zealand properties?
Yeah, well, over the last certainly 10 years since the emergence of online, and especially in the classified space, we've seen a real steady growth. In the last 5 years, that's just expedited.
Yep.
So what we're seeing is just huge growth, especially in the mobile space now, and also from overseas as well. So a lot of people are sort of looking at New Zealand as a good country to invest in or move back to from an expat point of view. And so we're seeing a good amount of overseas traffic as well.
Is there any, and I'm interested because I see some trends in the market with buyers right now that have started to disappear from the market. Have you seen any overseas markets where the traffic has gone down?
Yeah, certainly from an Asian market point of view. So those Asian countries, we have seen a sort of a plateauing of traffic coming on there. You know, whether we're looking at sort of, you know, the effects of the new regulations coming in for overseas buyers, etc. But it certainly hasn't got the momentum that it was 2 years ago, especially in the Auckland market. Yeah,
fantastic. And that's exactly what we're seeing with buyers who are active in the market, that has just, you know, certainly crept back as it is gone. Now, so if we're getting that reach and we're getting those overseas people looking back in, I guess there's a mix of expats in there also?
Yeah, certainly, especially from the Australian market, UK market, also the States, and you know, parts of Asia as well, where, you know, people that have gone over there, you know, made a little bit of money and coming back into the New Zealand market.
Yep. And if we're now thinking about as a seller presenting our properties, your thoughts on that? What should we be thinking about when we're doing an online strategy, an online campaign?
Well, I think there's a couple of things, and it's relatively, you know, straightforward in terms of making sure that you're presenting the house as best as possible, you know, and obviously your agent will give you great advice on that. Yep. But also remembering to have a look at your own property online and make sure that you're engaged with it, etc. And that's as you know, a lot of agents and sellers especially, it's the first thing I tell them: make sure that they actually have a look at their listing online, make sure that they're comfortable with how it's presented and how it reads.
Look, I think that's a great point. We would reinforce that with people to double check. And then I guess you could also check your competition through your bracketing and through your searches, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, you also have to look at what tools are available to you online. You know, I always use the analogy of Google. You know, what do you look at Google in terms of a search result? And you know, a lot of online platforms now offer a promotional upgrade where you can get it to the top of search. And if you think about your own behaviour online, adopt that when you're actually listing your property, or, you know, obviously positioning a vendor's property as well.
I know you've got great products there that achieve that. Is the message getting through to clients? What's the uptake as you go through?
Yeah, well, we're seeing a great amount of uptake now, and especially in the last sort of 2 years, we've been putting a push onto that it's really important to promote your online listings as much as it is to promote them in print, or you know, good signboards, you know, window cards, etc. So, you know, we're an important part of the marketing mix, and it's make sure that there's a good level of investment that matches that.
And I've experienced that as your team has come out to our offices and our teams and across our networks so that the agents understand what is there. And I think that's constant reinforcing, isn't it? So that they keep that top of mind, and then they can make sure their clients know about that. So you've seen an improvement in that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, good uptake in that. And I think it comes down to an understanding, you know, again, you know, reinforcing, go have a look at your listing yourself, think about your own behaviour online and what you look at and what you see and how you interact with those listings.
Fantastic, Brendon. I think those are great points, and obviously here's a facility that gets that message out and can get your property out to those buyers. Certainly those expats, we're seeing that, and we have seen one market drop slightly, but we'll just watch the other markets with their reach and people taking up. And I think for the agents, as they're looking in, they need to be experts with this so their clients don't miss out on what's available. Brendon, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wayne.
Cheers.